Good morning. At the time of recording this, it is June 19th, Father's Day 2022. Coming to you from Sam Hicks Park, Old Town Temecula. Thought we'd get out and see what's in Old Town Temecula before everybody else gets up and it gets totally crowded. So let's go in Sam Hicks Park right here. Started off at Sam Hicks and we'll make our way in. So Temecula, or Rancho California, was good. It's open. It was originally a stagecoach town. And the Butterfield stage went through here, and the Pony Express as well for the 1 year that it was around. And up here on this side we have They Pass This Way, J.B. Chaperone, Philip Cook, M. Coda. None of these names are really sounding all that familiar, but let's see what this is. The granite inscription for this historical monument were contributed by the Query Ranch in memory of Frank Query. Pio Pico came through here. I know Lauren Wolf, that's a very popular name out here. He came from San Francisco with the gold rush, and he actually started a really lucrative business out here. It was said that at the time of his death that his business was worth over $100,000 back in the early 1900s, which would be quite an amount today. Juan Marietta. Let's see. Marietta is the city directly next to Temecula. Temecula, Marietta, Lake Elsinore, Willamar, all those cities. All right, let's go to Old Town. Here we got the Palomar Hotel. This is one of the oldest hotels from the 1800s that's still in Temecula, and I believe it's still accessible if you would like to rent it. So I was saying rooms are available for rent here. I believe there's 2 rooms. And there are stories that say it's haunted or it's just an old place. I know this has been around since I can remember, so it's quite a few years. Those drapes would freak me out if they moved right now, but it looks like they've added some other stuff into the shop and a little place on the side. A courtyard. Oh, here we go. The North Palomar. Let's see what we can see. Wow, look at that air conditioning unit. I figured that does not work anymore. Hotel Palomar. Temecula's Hotel, California. Sadie Rose Baking Company. Just arrived. Came over here because of this bridge that they made look pretty cool. I like how it's all outdated. It does say no climbing, but I doubt that stops anyone. This is pure still. And here's the wash that goes all the way out towards Fallbrook, which would actually lead towards the ocean. But as you can see, Old Town Temecula, some of it's still historic. The other is just a huge facade, almost like a Hollywood backlot. Here's the immigrant office. Which is currently closed. Bicycle here. I'm not going to try to get on that. Bookstore. No parking indicated because this place does get quite crowded. It's not a tourist trap, but it is a tourist hotspot for down here. It gets rather busy on the weekends. So back here, this looks like somebody made it into an apartment, but this was actually the old Temecula jail. There's a bank right across the street from here. An artist gallery too. Oh, here you go. Here you can see some of the old jail. go around on the other side and see what we can see. Yeah, they used to have a bunch of other shops here. I know this used to be old time slot machine store. Gotta love the barber pole for high society barber. Actually hear it. Sabacito. Oh, you can take these types of fun pics over here. All right. Then directly outside here would be the original bank, which is now a Mexican restaurant. Just came across this classic Porsche. It's a Speedster. Wow, this is something cool. That is an awesome shape too. That's a nice looking car. Check this out, a VW thing. You don't see these every day. VW 1974. Wow, this thing is in awesome condition. That is a good looking car right there. If you were in the market for an ice cold soda or some jerky, get it right here. Looks like they're not open yet, but they do have the cool dad sign and frosty sign. Even made it cold out of license plates. I do like that frosty sign, he's cool. And since Temecula is known for their wine, they do have the grapes hanging from around your head area. All the way through here adds a nice touch. And then all the way up to City Hall. So over here we have the bank, and this bank was actually one of the original banks back from the late 1800s for all the ranches out here. This is where they'd come. And like on cue, motorcycle. I know that this place was robbed one time, back when it was utilized as a bank. And they did catch the guy and actually capture, kill him. Yeah, now it's a Mexican restaurant. Well, we've made our way up into a neighborhood in the Temecula Valley over by the Pachanga Casino, over here to Louis Wolf, who was actually one of the original settlers here. He did he was a postmaster for the Butterfield stage that shortly ran for a year. He's also a proprietor of a hotel, an inn, same thing, hotel, inn, and also like a mercantile. But the weird thing about this is when he passed away, buried him right here. So he's in the middle of this neighborhood with his kids. So that's where Louis Wolf rests. And so instead of, moving him to a cemetery, they've left him here. Too bad today, actually the gate is closed, but just an idea without showing too much. This is clearly inside a neighborhood. Well, rest in peace, Louis Wolf. So to some, this might look like it's just a regular shopping center over in Temecula on Lower 79. But this area is blocked off for a reason. And the reason being is because in 1846, the Lucenio Indians and the Cahuilla Indians, the Lucenio were friendly with the local traders and people moving into the area. It's crazy how it even shows that, but they would work and do trade with them. And this area right here is part of the Temecula Massacre, where they say it was just two Indian tribes going at it and having problems with each other. But it was not, it was more than that. It was during the Mexican-American War, and this is one of the main things that kicked it off. This area is boxed off still because of all the Indians that did die here and that were lured out by the Cahuilla Indians, and they were say it was about 30 to 40 Indians, but other people say it was about 100. And the reason why this is still boxed off and not noted is because of the torrential rains that would come from the river down below. So many of the Indians that died here, their bodies all kind of ran together. So this is a historic spot. It's kind of crazy to think that, you know, they did build around it, but this is all that's left. In respect to those poor Indians. Smoky Japanese old fashioned.